Today, we are going to talk about the plateau. I am in a plateau. I'm in a pretty major plateau. I've been painting, watercolor painting, for about 3 years. I am a jewelry artist, but I'm evolving into a painter eventually. Not quite yet, but I'm working on it. But I have found that I have plateaued for a little while now. Okay, it might even be a month. Has it been a month since I've plateaued? Anyway, there's a there's kind of a thing that happens with a lot of people is we build up, we build up, we build up, and then we flatten out and we plateau. And at that moment is when a lot of people who are the dabblers, they bail. They jump out, they bail. They're like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to go chase that new shiny thing." And then there's others that are not dabblers, like, we love this. I love this. I love painting. Look, I have this whole stack of paintings right here. This I've done in the last 2 weeks. Um, there's some bad ones. There's a couple good ones in here, but I don't know what happened. But I was going up, and then I actually dropped down a little bit and then plateaued out. I did do several shows around the holidays with my jewelry, and so I didn't spend some time painting. So I feel like I'm on one of these, you know, up, down, flat. So I'm kind of in that position right now. So what I like to do when I'm in a plateau with whatever I'm in. Sometimes I get into jewelry plateaus. I've been making jewelry for years, but sometimes I get a little bit stuck there as well. And what I like to do is to explore the outside of the medium, just little, I like the edges of the medium. So, what does that mean for my painting? That means this week I made paint. I like to make my own watercolor paints with pigment and binders. Look, I filled up my tray, cleaned it. Usually it looks pretty bad. Let's look at the other one and see if it looks bad. So I like to. Oh yeah, this one looks. This is how it normally looks. But I cleaned this one up here, so I'm ready to roll. When I mean, I'm painting, but you know, sometimes when it's hard, not painting as well. Other things I've done when I am in a plateau is buy more paper. Like that's gonna help. But I do. I buy more paper. So I've got some more paper. Oh, this is something I did at a different plateau. These are sitting here. These are paintbrushes that I made out of horsehair and sticks in my yard. Are they good for watercolor? No. But they do make some interesting mark makings that I sometimes use in them, but they're not like traditional watercolor paintbrushes. I did get this paintbrush. This is a watercolor paintbrush, and this holds a ton of water, which is pretty fun. But sometimes when I'm in that plateau, let me move this stuff a little bit. Um, the the way that I push through the plateau is just kind of exploring around the thing. So for jewelry, for instance, when I'm in a plateau with jewelry, I will experiment with other materials. So typically I use steel and silver, sterling silver. And so if I'm in a plateau, sometimes what I'll do is like, hey, let's throw some brass in this, or I don't know, anything at all, just trying different things. But there is a difference between evolving as an artist in a medium and being what I like to call a dabbler, and that is the dabbler just will drop it and leave and be done. And honestly, I have done that a few times with a few things, but I will also say that keep those materials. Here's something else. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. This might look like just a pencil to you, but this pencil I've had for over 20 years. And this pencil came in a kit. A kit, that's not the right word. This pencil came in a case, a nice leather case that holds about 6 pencils, I think, for drawing. And also had a little drawing sketch pad. And I drew for, I don't know, a few weeks, a month. I don't know what it was, but all the other pencils are still the regular size that when I got them. But I have found that this pencil that I've hung on to for 20 years, I actually do use it in my paintings. I like to use it as mark making in my paintings. So, even if you dabble with something and you're like, yeah, my heart's just not in that, I don't feel like riding out the plateau, maybe you should keep some of those tools that you've used because they may come in handy in the next medium that you try. But I do suggest to just explore around the outside and see if you can, you know, find something that kind of helps push the push it a little bit more to get you back on that uphill trajectory of getting better, because that's what we want to do. We just want to get better. So, ask yourself when you get into this kind of this boring plateau, because they can be pretty boring. Is it something that you want to keep doing? And if it is, you have to just push through. And you can do hard things. We all can do very hard things, and just push past that. We get dopamine hits all the time with our cell phones or whatever. I mean, we all hear about that nowadays. The 30-second video gives you a dopamine hit. And I think when you're learning a new art, you get a hit of dopamine because you're like, oh, look, I painted this beautiful painting. And then when you get up to a certain point and you start to plateau out, that you lose the dopamine. So for me, making the paint kind of helps with that, or making these mark making tools kind of helps with that. So try to find little things that make you go, ooh, that was exciting, and see if you can just push through that. Either way, I wouldn't consider you a quitter if you decide to bail and never come back to it. Remember, you might have tools that you can use in the next medium, and if you're pushing through it, that's awesome. Keep pushing through it. The plateau will end eventually. Anyway, I wrote a little ebook about the evolving artist. It's down below, and I also have a little community. So if you want to go in there, if you need a little help, maybe finding like what can you do with your medium, whether it's pottery, painting, weaving. I've kind of done a lot of things. um, like let's talk about that and see if I can help you push past that, or if anyone else in the group can help you push past that. And let's go out and have some fun and make some great art. All right, let me know.